Wait. Is this Lex? It's Astrostetics. Let's get it, baby. America. Future, you little thotty. You started this whole thing on your album, and you just tucked in your dungeon, chilling, making probably another 100 songs with Metro Boomin. You on the weekend probably preparing something, because we know Future's going on tour. Now listen, Future is a different artist, y'all. 42 years old, maybe 43 this year. Released his album, 2 albums, chart-topping singles, like that, still top 10. Aside from all of the rah-rah, Future's albums was amazing. Both of those projects were solid bodies of work. He opened up this real can of worms. Ye alluded to the fact that he went and Metro Boomin recruited him to the studio. They locked the door and said, yo, they laid out a battle plan and they said, yo, this is what we gonna do with this thotty Drake. And yo, he been smashing the thotties. He smashed y'all thotties. He smashed his thotties. They thotties. We gotta get this guy. Y'all understand? And listen, Ye said, oh yeah, it's time to take this pussy ass nigga out. And then he hopped on a Like That remix, which got taken down. Regardless, that was on the remix to Like That. Y'all don't think that that song gave Like That a little boost on the charts? Like That is a #1, America. We gotta remember this. That's like a back-to-back with no back. That's the song out the gate charting, no charged up. And Future's singles, they charted, but that Like That is staying there. Where is Future in this situation? We know Future's getting ready to go on tour in a few weeks, maybe 6 weeks, 7 weeks, 5 to 8 weeks. Future's gonna be on tour. He's starting his North American tour, him and Metro Boomin, and they gonna be all over the continent. When we look at Future's moves, releasing his music, 2 albums, and he made the biggest statement of them all. Understanding that Future is one of them Atlanteans, right? Future is one of the ambassadors of Atlanta. And Atlanta is one of them strong places, strong, thorough mainframe. They have a solid artist community. There's a lot of bread that goes through Atlanta. Atlanta has a strong, solid economy and a strong amount of cultural influence. When the biggest artist from Atlanta says, Drake is a thotty, we not rocking with him and we don't trust him, does that mean that people may follow? As we mentioned in our previous videos, what about the DJs? What about the DJs in them clubs that bump Future all the time and they got a solid relationship with Future out there? Understanding that main part of it, that this is not just these artists and themselves. There's whole economies around these people. Future's obviously getting prepared to go on tour. Staying low, probably conditioning. We know that some wacky happened around Future a few weeks ago. We know he's doing great, right? And blessings to them over there with that situation. And we know that they gonna make it through. Future's gonna go on tour. Yeah, but that song Like That really popped all of this off again. Drake had bars for Future. Drake and Future, what would Pluto do? Future saying, you a #1 fan, dog. Saying dog 6 times. Dissing Drake on the first track, on the first bar. Saying that Drake is a #1 fan and he's sneak dissing and pillow talking, dog. Future went crazy. Future ain't come out his lane. On that song with Rick Ross on the album, Future was spitting them bars. I actually got to run that back, because I know Future, that wasn't Future, that was that Meathead in that track. I know Future used to rap under the name Meathead, right? So when I'm listening to that track, I'm like, nah, Future is spitting there. Now listen, in the context of Drake having so much divides and issues with his peers, all of the people that he used to collaborate with, Future being the biggest artist probably in Atlanta right now, or I mean top 2, Future is probably the biggest artist in Atlanta right now. With him having such a strong cultural influence, Future doesn't really need to say anything. When has Future ever stepped outside of his element? Future dropped the project, dropped the videos. He ain't do no interviews. And Future, as we mentioned, already has a great illustrious career. Future is 42, 43. His music is still pushing the needle on what the youth is vibing out with. Has a slight yay effect on the game. And when we're saying a yay effect, we mean Ye West could be 45, 46, 48. I'm not sure exactly how old Ye West is right now, but Ye moves the needle. When Ye drops his albums, the youth is going to listen to it, right? Like, it's still impactful. He don't need to spend a bunch of bread and do mad extra stuff. It's still impactful. Future, his projects, he moved units on both of them. The youth, the kids out there, he don't need to appeal directly to them. They just love how he craft. There's a lot of artists that don't have that luxury. After their buzz is a bit not out of there, they can't just drop music and have people amazed again. After Future went into beast mode, Future has remained a top 5 impactful, relevant artist. We remember that. Asking people, yo, what are you listening to? Like, people driving by in cars. Like, yo, what are you listening to? We listening to that beast mode and that 56 Nights. And then you start hearing March Madness everywhere, Dirty Sprite 2. And you like, wait. This is like a low-key Lil Wayne run. Future was the only artist after Lil Wayne to go on a actual run. Drake, who's been on a run since 2008, Future had a run as well. We gotta put this in the context. And now when you look at it, and when you look at how Future has been able to build an illustrious career, still keep people interested sonically, Future is arguably, maybe not arguably, in the top 5 right now. Potentially top 3. And this is something that, when it's like, yo, where is Future in this situation? Future never needs to step outside of his lane. He never has, and he only would do so sonically, which is not really him stepping out his lane, because he's versatile. And that's an aspect of what keeps Future in a relevant, impactful position. And this is something that we cannot deny. I don't think Future knew about that tailor-made freestyle. When it comes to Drake getting dissed on like that, and then Kendrick Lamar kind of going quiet for 17 days, almost 3 weeks, was that a part of the plan after Future let Kendrick Lamar get that verse off, and Metro Boomin, after Future and Metro Boomin let Kendrick Lamar get that verse off, right? And we can't forget Metro Boomin. None of this would be possible without Metro Boomin going wild on the production. Metro Boomin think Drake is a thotty too. Alright, if we keeping it a beanadine, Metro Boomin on Drake ass. He ain't letting Drake off the hook. So as we proceed, we can see Drake, he's at the epicenter of a lot of BS right now. We mentioned in our last video, Drake working with the greats, Pharrell, Timbaland, The Dream. Drake pushes the needle when it comes to some of the icons and some of them, the next level vibes. The only person that'll really give Drake some bars here and there is really Jay-Z. And Future, who also has some issues with Jay-Z, probably we know Future had some issues before. Future and Jay-Z, they could have cleared up whatever that was several years ago. Future still is a bit more sonically mobile. And when we say sonically mobile, look at The Weeknd. Y'all look, The Weeknd and Future, and we put this on Twitter a few weeks ago. I don't put it past them to be cooking something up, America. I'm not putting it past them. And I'm saying that simply because they've been frequent collaborators. The first song on Metro Boomin and Future last album, The Weeknd, sounded like he had something to do with just that sound a little bit. It sounded like it was the sound off his project. Off one of his projects, like that, the old 80s, 90s Miami bop kind of beach vibe. The Future was playing around and experimenting with those sounds. They was also showing off a bit of that versatility, that sonic direction. And that's why when it comes to this, Drake, he has to really pace this out. Future is somebody that we could see. This Future is really a monster. And it's crazy because people might not really see that because Future don't stand on bars. Future has bars. And you listen to his music, you're going to get that every song. You may not get those bars in a way that you want them, but you're going to get them. You're going to get those bars. Future is still saying something, though. He say, yo, we going on tour. And Future has Toronto as a tour stop. We know that. This is something that's pacing out. This ain't something that's just we gonna drop one song and y'all listen up. Future is about to go into beast mode again. That's another thing. What Future did, artists usually go up, and then they peak and then Future, he went up. Then he had a few situations and we was like, wait, Future, he ain't put music, and then he went up, and then he been going up since. He been going up since. After that, whatever happened with him and Ciara, he came back wild. And even Ciara came back wild. Right? We know Future wrote some hits for Ciara. Wouldn't be surprised if there could be another album on the way. If you look at it, that album could have been a double disc. That dang near what him and Metro Boomin dropped, that dang near was a double disc album. Future on both of those, not sure exactly, but we know he sold over 150,000 on both of those albums. And this is his second time doing something like that. And every time he does it, he always has a new texture or a new sound or a new theme somewhere in there. All of these create an artist that, yeah, he can also rely on the music as well. He can put out a great body of work. He don't need to do no interviews. He can let the music speak, put out the tour dates. And yeah, we're sure that the fans, they're going to support. That's going to get turned up. Will it though? When we throw in there that Drake and Future could be having some issues right now. And when it comes to this aspect, The Weeknd, once again, he's also another silent mastermind in this situation. When it comes to Toronto and Canada, The Weeknd is also from there as well. When we're looking at Drake and everything that's going on around Drake, this is why Drake has to pace this thing out. Kendrick Lamar, he's one aspect. All of these guys are superstars. Like, there's really, when you think about Avengers, and the Avengers each having their own movies, their own spin-off shows, and their own situations going on, and then they come together. And yeah, the Avengers, yeah, their movies do $1 billion. Each Avenger, 500 million. The Disney series, whatever. Each Avenger has their own amazing setup going on, and they're all titans. And then when it comes to Drake being in this situation, just somebody like Future, and as we mentioned in our last video, A$AP Rocky, frequent collaborators, this situation just does not look good. And when we say it doesn't look good, Future being in a chilled out vibe, not really saying much, that's one of the smartest things that Future could do. And then we see Ye West gallivanting, doing the Ye West wild out move. The Ye West wild out and getting it turned up. But then when it comes to the album, What a Time to Be Alive, Future's career, Drake's career is good without that album. If we listen to Drake and Future do a whole set and they don't do What a Time to Be Alive, I probably wouldn't even give a shit. But then Life is Good, that song went diamond. I mean, Wait for You with Thames, I mean, I think they got nominated for a Grammy off that song. They got nominated for a Grammy off that song. Yeah, you could probably do the Life is Good, because that went diamond. You could just do a Future verse. Drake could do his verse. But honestly, they probably don't even need that song to do it like that either. Even though that's one of their biggest songs, it also goes into the fact that Drake, all of these people benefited off Drake, and Drake benefited off of working with them. Future saying, hey, we're going to use our cultural influence to bar off and set a boundary and parameters against Drake. Is there a way to blackball Drake? Can Drake even be blackballed, America? Y'all make sure y'all like, share, comment, subscribe. It's Astrostetics. Let's get it, baby. Yeah.